We gotta get that bird on this show.
Hey, aloha, and how you doing? Gordo the Texar here. Welcome to Hibachi Talk. Grab yourself a libation, pull up a chair, sit down and join us. Got my
What's up, brother?
Andrew, the security guy.
How you Aloha, everybody.
Nice to have you.
Here we go again.
So we have a first today. Our first nurse. Our nurse first. A nurse.
We never had a nurse?
We've never had a nurse. We have a nurse in the house.
Good.
So if,
we need nurses more often than once. Let me tell you.
So if you have a traumatic moment,
I saw you the other day. Remember your eye was busted up.
I should have been.
You needed nursing then.
I needed it
See,
badly.
You're weak. She's a couple weeks late.
My wife, the nurse, had no compassion whatsoever
No,
for me.
no.
Anyway, we have Donna Sass in the house, and she's a traveling nurse.
Oh, so she might not have done you any good anyway.
You heard of the traveling Wilburys?
She just comes and goes?
She comes and goes. Traveling Wilburys.
I want to learn about that. Like, that's got to be kind of cool.
Yeah, I mean, she travels. All the technology she must learn when she goes to all the different hospitals.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Lots of training.
Think about it. So a great career, nursing career. She's been doing it for a while, and then all the technology she gets to do. So, I mean, if anyone's thinking about getting into that field, I mean, we're going to get firsthand information about how much fun it is.
We're going to query her.
We're going to get
right here,
guaranteed.
first time.
So Donna Sass is in the house.
All right.
And then I have some news, and you have some.
I got a quick security minute.
And you got a security minute, but I also have got one tech.
I have a thematic security minute.
I know you used that word today. Thematic. Theme. We're doing themes now. So since this is a healthcare theme, and very thematically put together.
Watch it.
Watch it. Here we go. I can say these words.
Good for you.
Anyway, we got one tech job.
Look at this guy. What was he, a snowboarder? Dude.
So, hey, you're a snowboarder, dude.
Yeah.
So anyway, this guy got one tech job, but look at he still got the hands going.
And that's a thematic picture.
That's a thematic picture. There it is.
That's healthcare related.
So,
I wonder if Donna has any advice for that fool.
What I like is everybody signed his body cast everywhere, and he's got two pukas, one to take the food in and one to take the food out.
Yeah. Oh man.
And that
looks like a bad day on the slopes.
Got one tech job. Woo. Anyway, so.
Painful.
Look very painful.
Scares me.
That's a lot of fun. Whoever put all the effort to put that together, my hat's off, man. It's awesome.
Right.
Awesome. Are you busy?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm busier than a one-legged man at a butt-kicking contest right now. That's how busy
And you're
I am.
retired.
And I'm retired.
There's a lesson for you folks.
So anyway, I got my...
Keep your day job.
Keep your day job, right, and don't retire. So I have some news.
Let's have it.
Thematic news.
Okay.
With the word of the day.
Let's do it.
We should do a word of the day. We have Scottish word of the day, too.
Yeah, we can't have too many words.
Yeah, and there's no such Scottish word as thematic. Anyway, so the top-rated advance in technology in the past 40 years in healthcare. Pretty cool.
I don't know.
Genome sequencing.
Oh, sure. I can believe that.
Can you believe that? That has been, there was a survey done of healthcare providers all around the country, actually all around the world, and this came out as the number one in the past 40 years.
Probably could have went the last 10 years maybe, just because they've gone so far now. They could do a whole genome in an hour or something.
So what I thought was interesting is how much money they've spent on it.
How much?
And you know how much I care about money. It's been 13 years. They've spent $3 billion in the past 13 years on genome sequencing.
Okay. And the library's in Iceland, right?
It's an international effort. It's in Iceland. 60 healthcare milestones, all kinds of cool things that are happening in that. So pretty cool. I thought that was kind of a neat one. And then you remember our infamous Obamacare?
Yes.
How can we not talk about?
We have Steve Roberts. I was listening to him the other day, and he was saying that didn't bother us because we were already, because of the state law we have here. It was already pretty good for a while.
Contraire, mon ami.
Okay, what do you got?
I'm a multilingual guy.
Oh.
So anyway,
can you spell that?
It's thematic. Anyway, so Steve Robertson, by the way, is the senior vice president,
CIO,
and CIO of Hawaii
He's got
Pacific
a lot
Health.
of jobs.
He is cool guy, one of the top.
Somebody asked him about the impact of Obamacare, and he said really didn't.
Yeah, well,
he didn't see it as impactful.
we should not have spent a dime because we had prepaid health care. But we tried to stand up a health information exchange.
Oh, I know. Yeah.
We spent 120.
Was that our taxpayer dollars?
Of course. You think what? You think the politicians took it out of their wallet?
Somebody needed some work.
Yeah. So the politicians did. Yeah, right. They needed some work. So anyway, but Chicago, their health information exchange in Chicago. Wait, that's Obama's. That's Barry's hometown. Anyway.
I thought he grew up in Kailua or something.
Yeah, no. Well, no. I think the library's going there or whatever. I'm not picking on Obama, but just so anyway, they have a health information exchange.
Okay.
Like we had here.
In Chicago.
Right.
Is it for Illinois or for Chicago?
It's for Chicago.
Okay.
And in the middle of the night, they shut down. The vendor said,
Like no power or like
no, they just
it
said,
broke?
the vendor said, we're not making any money, we're closing it up. They closed down the Health Information Exchange. So now Chicago's suing them to keep it alive, but these guys aren't making any money.
Wow.
So the system group out of Texas called Sandlot were the guys that developed this Health Information Exchange for Chicago, multi-million-dollar undertaking.
Oh, yeah, there's a
and
lot of
this is
people
their
there.
solution. They said, it's not working, and we're going to give you a data dump of all the
Oh, great.
of all the clients,
patient, yeah, the
all
EMRs, all the
that
records.
stuff, the PII, and then we're going to do a data dump, and we're going to give it to all the providers, and then we're closing up shop. So now Chicago is suing them
hope
to
so.
try and keep
That
them
sounds
alive.
bad.
But you can't keep something alive if you don't have any money in it.
It sounds
So
bad.
it's really, so they got an injunction going on, all kinds of stuff happening in
So
that
if you
side.
go to Chicago and get hurt, what's the problem? You got to leave the state to get health care?
Yeah, I know. Well,
It's not going to say, it doesn't sound good.
and I come back to Hawaii. So we did the Health Information Exchange, which we did not need to do because we already had prepaid health here. You're an employer. You fund healthcare
I do.
insurance for you. Well, your wife runs the show. You don't know what's going on. You're the propeller head. Anyway, so your wife's running the show. You got to pay all these
Yeah,
people.
it's a lot. I mean, so we got involved with Pro Service Hawaii, who we love, and that under the HR stuff, I know they came in and it lowered our premium so much
Right.
that the services they offer, which are amazing,
Right.
kind of were almost at no cost.
Another
to
local
us. So,
company.
yeah, really great stuff.
Yeah,
So
yeah. We gotta have
I know
them
that
on
was
the
a
show.
big deal, but yeah, we got to get them on here. They have a great story to tell.
Yeah, that was good
Okay.
story. Anyway, so now they have
So
two,
Chicago's broke.
Well, that's Detroit.
Their system's broke.
The systems.
Their healthcare system's off.
Like we say in Hawaii, their systems stay broke. Like
They
that.
broke us.
So 2 million unique patient records from 34 member hospitals.
Wow. I just feel mishandling coming. You're going to be more stories.
Mishandling. We should have her on the show too.
Mishandling.
Donna can come
What
on.
are you doing, man? Let's go. Give me some news, mishandling.
This is the news. I tried. It's thematic. How can you do this? Anyway, and now we'll talk about really good, how technology is transforming healthcare.
Yeah.
So technology really is transforming healthcare. I mean, I think Donna will be able to talk to us about how it's changed what she's been doing over the number of years. So there's been some recent studies that are going on about what's really happening in the world of healthcare with the mobile applications and everything
Yeah.
that's available. Have you ever gone online and just did a mobile application search? It goes on for pages.
Sure. And home healthcare, like sending your data in for a diagnosis. They got guys sitting in front of the TV and you got a little camera and you talk with your doctor. I mean, that
Yeah,
stuff's all.
all
I
that
think it's
stuff
valid
and
if you don't have to go and they can do a good job. I mean, soon it'll be. I think they just use Watson. When you just talk to the computer, it diagnoses you. If you don't have a high fever or something serious going on.
There's all these
They
different
might
things
miss
that
a
you can
few,
go
but-
in and it make the patient smarter, which may not be a good thing, but they're more aware of what's going on. So this guy Joseph Schumpeter, noted Austrian economist, he created this term called creative destruction, kind of what's happening now in the world of healthcare, creative destruction, where the patients, the person is becoming as knowledgeable, if not more knowledgeable than the care provider, because they've got access to all of this data, all of this information. They've also got things like Fitbits, that does heart rate monitoring. They've got a number of different things that they can track their meals. They can do all kinds of things that's going on.
Maybe really see how they're doing. I guess if you got some good data to balance your, people can be like hypochondriacs about stuff, and then they get all spun up about one symptom that don't, or they think I've got these 3 things going, but they're not related, and that kind of
Well,
problem.
they get the hypochondriac. See, I know some big words too. Who thinks
spell
they're
that
sick?
one?
No,
That's a
I cannot
tough one.
spell it. Don't even ask me to spell it. But things you can monitor someone's heart from
Yeah, and
afar.
I think if being able to get the data at home would inform you if you're trying to self-diagnose and save a little money on the impact in the healthcare system alone is huge cost. I know I forget his name, but the president of Kaiser was out here.
President of the United States?
And he's huge. He goes all around the world looking at all these implementations of healthcare in other countries where they're doing mass surgeries and 50 gallbladders at once and stuff like this, and saving a lot of money. And we think, well, we got to have one guy in the room, and it's very expensive the way we do it, very private, but they do it just as good as medicine we are, and they're doing a lot cheaper.
Yeah.
And so that's probably going to be coming our way, and self-diagnosis, or at least beginning the diagnosis on your own and ruling out what's
Before
not
you
wrong
get-
with you.
yeah.
Maybe you can, I don't know.
Yeah, well, have they diagnosed you yet?
The brain damage, you mean, or?
You're
They
from
have a lot of
Kentucky.
tests for that.
You're from Kentucky, what can I say? I'm from Canada. Okay.
You guys
So,
have social medicine already.
by the way, this is water.
I wanted to complain to management about this
Yeah,
problem.
hey, Jay, what's happening here? Okay. Oh, so anyway, I think that's all the news I have. Other than using another big word, but I'm not even going to do that. So, but it's interesting though. We have cameras, we have all the different monitoring devices, all the Internet of Everything, Internet of Things that
Sure.
you said. So, and then how secure is it? That's
And I
going to be
think-
the other issue.
Yeah, there's I'm going to talk about that a little bit in the security
Right
in a
now.
minute.
So
is
guess
that you
what?
want to do
I'm
that?
just gonna
So I
move you-
pulled up some data from that we've brought this up a few times, that Verizon study in 2014, that the hacking data. There's a breach investigation report, and healthcare, about 46% of all breaches actually had occurred in the healthcare space.
46?
That resulted in theft or loss. Insider abuse, about 15% of those incidents. Point of sale, about 9%. So, that's kind of where this was coming. And compared to other verticals, healthcare had the highest percentage of incidents from theft or loss. But it just said there's room for improvement there, right?
I wonder why.
Well, one of the things they found they performed poorly was miscellaneous errors, which is this hodgepodge category of misidentified emails, faxes, neglected software patches, stuff like that, right?
And we've
they
talked
said
about that.
employees don't really deserve all the blame, though, because outsiders, business associates, contractors like me, suppliers accounted for 68% of their top 10
But not you.
miscellaneous
Don't say
issues.
contract. No,
Well, I'm a contractor.
Yeah.
I hope my services weren't in here,
Better
but you
not
never
be,
know.
or you lost your spot on the
So
show.
my advice for that, and this comes, this is good practice always, you need to vet contractor access requirements to data. So if you've got contractors come in your organization, make sure they don't have too much access. They only are allowed to do what they need. And you need to heavily supervise that activity contractors are doing if they're on your network.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
To make sure that they're not doing things wrong or inadvertently, because they may not be maliciously doing things, but they may be doing things wrong that you don't know about. And finally, you want to reassess the activity and the privileges that are required for their activity all the time.
right.
Like don't just give them some privileges in 2015 and presume by 2017 that they still need that same level of access. You want to constantly be limiting that, monitoring it, for a reduced access where possible.
Right, and you got to know that that client or contractor, that employee is still an employee, and
All of that. There's a lot of issues when how are you passing that credential data and monitoring that as well. That's a whole other part of the problem.
whole other part of the problem. Okay, good advice for all
you
you
go.
healthcare
That's all I know
providers
about it.
out there, and encrypt your data too, and all the email going back and forth. Got to be doing that. Anyway, so it's coming up on time to go get Donna Sass, the sassy
And we'll
lassie.
get Angus.
The
Where is
sassy
that boy?
lassie will be here, our first nurse, and we'll get Angus and
All right.
find out what he's up to. We'll bring her up, and then we'll go pay some bills. So we will be back in just about a minute.
Aloha, my name is Reg Baker, and I'm the host of Business in Hawaii with Reg Baker. Business in Hawaii is a program that is positive stories about business in Hawaii. We're tired of hearing the negativity and why it's the wrong place to have a business. We talk about the positive reasons for having a business in Hawaii and how to be successful. We broadcast live every Thursday at 2 o'clock. We look forward to seeing you. Aloha.
Aloha, I'm Kirsten Baumgart-Turner, and I'm fortunate to be able to host Sustainable Hawaii at thinktechhawaii.com. I hope you'll join in with us every Tuesday from 12 noon to 1 p.m. to see the interesting people we have to share with you their information. Aloha.
Hello, I'm Stephen Katz, and I'm the host of Shrink Wrap, which comes to you live every Tuesday at 3 p.m. on thinktechhawaii.com, and then it's repeated again whenever you want if you go to the website. On our show, we will be talking to all different kinds of therapists, psychologists, psychoanalysts, psychiatrists, people who talk about the mind, the brain, and about different ways to find happiness. I myself am a marriage and family therapist in practice here in Hawaii, and I hope you will join us because I've got a lot to learn, you've got a lot to learn, and it's a great ride. Thanks a lot. See you soon.
Aloha, this is Maria Mera, and I'm here to invite you to my bilingual show, Viva Hawaii on Think Tech Hawaii, every other Monday at 3 p.m. We're here to inform, motivate, and entertain you. Join us. Hola, soy María Mera y estoy aquí para invitaros a mi show bilingüe Viva Hawái en Think Tech Hawái cada 2 lunes a las 3 de la tarde. Estamos aquí para informaros, motivaros y entreteneros. Apuntaros.
Aloha, my name is Richard Emery, and I host Condo Insider. We talk about issues facing the condo association throughout Hawaii and talk about solutions. When you think about it, about 1/3 of our population lives in some form of common interest real estate. We broadcast every Thursday at 3 p.m. Please tune in, and thank you. Aloha.
Had a nice little fly in there. Aloha. Welcome back to Hibachi Talk. I'm Andrew, the security guy. I'm here with Gordo, the tech czar, and of course, we got Angus on the line. Angus, what's going on, buddy?
How you doing there, Drew?
All right, man. Good to see you.
You're looking there, great, man. It's awesome to see you.
Yeah, I like your glasses.
You like my wee glasses? I've been hanging out at the beach.
Right on.
I saw this
You got a
sassy
little
lassie.
tan going?
You know, Donna Sassy.
Was she out there with you?
She was out there. Yeah, I
Good
was
job.
out at
I'm
the
glad you
beach.
guys made it to the studio.
She's getting a wee tan. So, what do you think? She bought me this new shirt.
That
Isn't
looks
nice?
good on you.
Wasn't it good?
Yeah.
We saw a wee pirate ship out there. So we
You
saw a
are
wee pirate ship, and she got me this new shirt. It's
You're
awesome.
styling, man.
Styling. I'm just styling. That's me. Anyway, Drew, I got, you're doing pretty good right now with your bilingual.
Okay.
Bilingual languages.
I'm learning.
You're learning a lot.
I'm
So we have-
trainable.
We have a new Scottish phrase for you today.
All right. Let's have
It's
it.
coming in
Let's
here.
have it.
The Scottish word of the day. You ready for this? But it's a phrase. And it's tapsaf.
Tapsaf.
Tapsaf. So this is, it could mean empty beer tap. There's no more beer in the tap, so the tap is off. It could be that. Oh, the next one could be let's dance. Hey, you want to go tap dancing?
Tap
You
saf.
dance, half. You can do that one. Or it could be off with your t-shirt. The sun finally came out in Scotland. Take the shirt off.
Tapsaf.
Tapsaf. What do you think there, lad?
I got to go with number 1 because it has tap in it.
Wrong.
Ah,
You finally got one wrong.
You fooled me.
First one. So now you're no longer bilingual. Anyway, so it's off with your t-shirt. You know how many-
Tapsaf.
Tapsaf. Yeah. You
Oh,
think-
like tops off.
Yeah, tapsaf.
Ah.
So you know how many times that happens in Scotland?
Never.
Never.
It's a made-up word. They
You see
probably don't
white-
even,
you
they
see
don't
white
use
in
it.
Scotland, it's white like white.
How can I know a word they don't even use over there?
I highlight. That's very true. Anyway, so I got a wee gadget for you.
Let's have it.
Since we're doing thematic, thanks for the new word of the day, thematic. Since we're doing thematic, there's a new cool application I found. It's called the Resuscitation app.
Come on.
Now, there you go. What is this? It's an app. It's Angus's favorite price, free $99. Anyway, it's an app where you
free
get
healthcare app.
and you get to go and diagnose and cure the person.
Yeah.
How is that?
I'd rather pay for it. I don't know about the free one.
I think it's great. You know, the doctor charges you $120 and they get this for free at $99.
All right, next heart attack you have, I'll whip it out on you.
Yeah, leave it out. Well, guess what? I got no heartbeat. Anyway, it's really cool.
That's
it's
awesome.
good. So look at it on your iPhone. It's really neat. It's one of the most watched apps out there today.
We gotta check
in the
it out.
healthcare side. Anyway, that's my gadget for today. And then I want to thank Donna for my lovely wee shirt. Isn't it just styling
You got-
orange? Orange is my favorite color.
I think you got a tweet.
I got a tweet. Oh, wait to say. Oh, Zuri, what's your favorite Angus episode? The one I'm not in. That's what it is.
The one where you weren't here?
Favorite. Anyway, so that's it. Anyway, I'm taking over too much time. We've got to bring our guests on. Anyway, that's it. Thank you very much. And remember, everybody, let your wind gang free wherever you be. Aloha.
So that's Angus with a resuscitation app. I have no idea. I don't know if I can trust it. I can't recommend it because I don't know much about it. So, but we do have an expert coming in now, a traveling nurse. Donna, welcome. Happy to have you on the show.
you.
Aloha.
Thank you.
Nice to see you.
Nice to see you, dear.
You too.
Great to have you in the house.
Okay, thanks.
So, we always ask our guests, the first question is, so where did you go to school?
Well,
Now, you
I
can
would like
start-
to say I went to Stanford
Okay.
since I worked there
But you
for
can go
2
high
years.
school, too. You don't have to go
Yeah, where are you from?
Kansas City, Missouri.
Okay.
And I went to school in Missouri to the university, and I got a bachelor's degree there
Okay, in
Missouri.
The
in
Tigers.
nursing.
in nursing?
The Tigers? What's Missouri?
Tigers? MU Tigers?
Tigers, yeah.
Yeah.
Thought so.
I went to a state university there.
Okay.
Yeah, so
So, wow, so you got a bachelor's in nursing,
that's correct.
and what made you decide to get into nursing? I mean, there had to be
Well,
a
that's
decision.
a long story.
Yeah, well, we got 45.
So
No, we only got
I was
30
in high
minutes.
school, and Daddy came home from work one day, and he said they have a job that you can take dead people to the morgue.
Okay.
Okay.
Seriously.
Yeah,
Really?
seriously.
Like
and
dr-
I said, he goes, it's called a transporter, and you do a lot of things. You take, things to the unit, or you can, but basically you take people to the morgue. And I was like, seriously? So I said, okay, tell the manager that I'll do it.
Wow. Was he in healthcare, your father?
Uh-huh.
Okay,
Well,
okay.
not, I mean, he retired, and then that was a second job for him.
Okay.
Oh, I see.
After he retired.
Wow.
So,
Interesting.
So you
I
were a
said-
transporter.
So I was a transporter.
And did you have it was like the cart with
The body on it.
drapes that go
Oh, yeah,
over
yeah.
the side and they
So
hide the
this is
body
funny.
inside? Okay.
We had to go downhill. So sometimes I would let the body go, and then I'd race and I'd chase it.
No
and
way.
see which one, yeah. See which one. See which
Did
one.
any
I
of them
could-
get away?
No, I'd catch it first. Because it was all downhill. So I had to catch
Did one
the,
ever get away from you?
No.
Oh,
Because
thank
I was
goodness.
fast. I could run fast. I could run faster than that cart could.
These are the insider stories that you just
Right.
don't hear about very
Yes,
often.
very often. Oh my goodness.
So then I decided I would go. Dad came home again, and he said, "Oh, they have this thing that you can learn to work in surgery, and you get a scrub, and you get to help the doctor." And he goes, "I know the manager over there." And I said, "Okay, sign me up."
So that's
So
it.
by now I've graduated from high school, and I went
Okay.
to technical school.
Okay.
But you have to learn to work in surgery. You don't just.
I was going to
you
say,
don't-
they'll just
yeah,
let
they don't
people
just-
show up, do
right,
they? Like,
right.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe in Missouri. I mean, I don't know. They probably do in
Not even
Kentucky,
in
too.
Kentucky.
I don't know.
No,
yeah.
no. Maybe no. Never mind.
Hand me a forcep.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right.
Whatever,
What is,
no,
what is
How about
that?
a fork?
I don't even know what it is. Right.
Shovel.
So I went to tech school,
Okay.
and I
Tech
did that.
school. What's
yeah.
a tech school?
It's you scrub in and you help the doctor.
Oh,
basically.
OR
So while the patients are
tech
asleep,
school.
an OR tech school, right?
Oh, okay, okay.
So you have to learn how to, like the patients go to sleep, and then you hand the doctor, a knife here,
Yeah.
operate.
Operate, do your thing.
With a
Do your
Sharpie.
thing. Here's a knife.
That's all they don't give Gordo scalpels. They just give him a knife.
Right.
I mean, a pen.
Right. So you have to learn all that, and it
Right.
takes a
But
long
you're still
time.
not a nurse yet.
No, I'm not a nurse
No,
yet.
she's a
I'm
tech-
a tech now.
technician.
I
Oh,
went
now
from
you're-
a transporter to
OR
a
tech.
technician.
Okay, you went to school to
OR
become a tech.
Technician.
And then,
right.
okay, I'm trying to
and
get
so
the
I did that
sequence
for
here.
5
It's-
years.
And so
Okay.
she messes up real bad. She knows where to haul the body. She just takes it in the car. And that's how they prep you in Missouri
We're
properly.
not doing a good job for the healthcare industry right now.
Okay, sorry. I'll shut up.
So,
I was just
yeah.
thinking it might be the learning curve. Who knows?
A career path.
Yeah.
I started moving the bodies around, then I started to become a tech. I
Right.
started to create some situation so I didn't have to move bodies around.
Right.
Right? See,
They're already asleep.
They're already asleep. Okay, so wow. So then you became an OR tech.
Right, and I did that for 5 years, and then I decided, I had my daughter, and I decided to go back to nursing school.
Okay.
So that I could have a future for her as well as myself
Right,
financially.
right.
That's awesome.
So I went to school for 4 years while I think she was 3 years old when I started school.
Wow.
Okay, so you got your bachelor, is
So
it BSN?
BSN. Mhm.
So you got a bachelor's
Yeah.
in nursing.
So I went for 4 years.
For 4 years.
Rather than 2 years.
Rather
to do
than
an
two,
AT.
yeah, because
Right,
there's two.
right.
So that's a
2
good.
year.
Yeah.
That's a good
Yeah.
thing to note is that you can go to the nursing into a nursing program, a 2-year program.
Right,
But my thought is, wouldn't it be better to have the 4-year
right.
to
It
get
is.
to get a job, right?
Right.
Then you're already.
Well, and
that's
there's,
registered,
with
right?
all the malpractice suits and stuff,
Okay.
they almost require a 4-year now
Okay.
instead of
Okay.
a AT
That's good to know.
program.
So
yeah.
Okay.
So with legislation and all the changes coming, they want somebody that's more credentialed and more, like if they're certified and
Right.
in their specialty.
So
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 the education component is really huge.
And did you
in healthcare.
continue to work while you were in school at the place, or did you just like
I-
stop and go to school?
No, I worked a couple of places. I worked
Okay.
at the hospital extra, on my days off
Okay.
from school. Like I worked the night shift and then
Wow.
I'd study the next
Yeah,
day
yeah, that's tough.
for exams.
Wow.
And then I also worked in a locked psych unit.
Oh,
And a what psych unit?
A locked psych
A
unit.
locked
Yeah.
psych unit.
And it was like
that's where they lock the nurses up,
locked, yeah, locked.
so they won't hurt the patients. They just look at him behind the glass window and wave.
There's a nurse going by.
Yeah.
Let me get out.
It was like an intensive unit where they'd bring all the really critical psych patients,
Yeah.
like the people that walk around in Waikiki,
Yeah.
The ones
that
you
talk to
kinda notice.
themselves and scream, all hours
Behavioral
of the day and
issues
night.
and-
Yeah.
Well, and as a traveling nurse, you get to see what's happening on this kind of stuff over here.
Uh-huh.
What's this? Donna, what's the longest you worked at one place since you begun traveling? And why did you
We
stay?
can sell that for
so
after.
yeah, so we'll keep that one in mind because
Okay.
you are a traveling
Traveling
nurse,
nurse.
which is which I think is kind of cool because you
Yeah,
get
we'll
to
have to figure out how
experience-
you get into that.
Yeah, you figure out. So
Well,
but
from
I'm-
Missouri, it's you can understand why people want to travel.
Well, you're from Kentucky too. I can understand that as well. So anyway, it's kind of cool. You come out. You start moving the clients around on a transporter. You then become a nurse tech,
Right.
OR tech.
Uh-huh.
Then you go to school and become an RN.
Right.
And then you said, okay, now I'm a nurse. I'm going to start working at
Yeah, do
some
you have
hospital.
to get, is it like a residency and all that too? You have to do time and, or did
Well,
you already
you
have
to-
that
Well, I
accrued
worked,
'cause of
because
your
I
work,
worked
or-
in surgery
Okay.
for, as a tech for 5 years. Then I went back after I graduated from nursing school. So I already had like all the surgery
You
experience.
had a lot of
Right.
experience.
But there's
That's
a
awesome.
lot different when you have to like take care of the patients before they actually go to sleep.
A
Oh, when they can talk. Can I get some help? No.
Sounds like you have a thing about putting patients to sleep.
Well, those are the easier ones to deal with.
True. So you had to do pre and post op and all of those kinds of
Right,
things. Now, have you ever worked
right.
on the floors? Other than
I
the
worked
psych?
I worked in a trauma unit for
Okay,
about 6 months.
For about 6 months.
Yeah.
But you've always been in the OR then?
Yeah, pretty much.
So you're
Oh,
a
okay.
traveling
Uh-huh.
nurse in
Wow.
the OR. You
OR.
must have seen a lot of different technologies then. and all the
Right,
things that you've been doing.
absolutely. All the equipment is different at different hospitals.
Right?
So when I left Missouri, Tripler was calling, it was like 10 degrees below zero in Kansas City. And Tripler had some openings because
Okay.
all of our nurses in the military were over in Iraq
Okay.
Oh, okay.
or
okay.
Iran or Afghanistan,
Okay.
Kosovo, different places. So
Right.
they were short on nurses in the operating room here
Mm-hmm.
at Tripler.
Wow.
So that was my first travel assignment here on the island.
Oh, that's cool. And you heard about it in Missouri?
Yes. So
Isn't that
the
awesome? Go to
recruiter
Hawaii,
called
then
me.
they have like actual
Right.
tools in the OR. In Missouri is like rocks and sticks and stuff. Like,
So do you have like
Here
a
we have
st-
lava rocks.
You have lava rocks.
Lava rocks here.
So do you like have an agent? I mean, so you can't be just sitting going to monster.com and looking for nurse jobs.
Ah,
Right.
that's a
around.
good question.
So how does that happen? Okay, let me back up a little bit. What made you decide to not be a nurse at that single location and start going to different locations?
Well, I always wanted to travel, and I figured this was my opportunity to do that.
Okay.
And my daughter was going to college at that point.
Okay.
So I told
Oh.
her, I said, I've always wanted to travel. And she said, I understand, Mom. Why don't you go?
Wow,
And it
right
was
on.
really hard for us to separate for,
Sure.
Yeah.
And I
that's,
had to put all my stuff in storage in Missouri because I owned a home. And
Okay.
so it was like a huge move for
Oh,
me
yeah.
to come to Hawaii. And the military contracts are for 6 months.
Wow. So that's a
So you
risk.
came,
Yeah,
you
so
came
that's-
to Hawaii.
yeah.
And this is a while ago because you've
Right.
You've
Then I
been out.
started
We'll talk about
traveling,
that some more.
right, a
So-
long time.
So was it just because it was 10 degrees? You said, I'm getting the heck out of here. I'm going to go to Hawaii.
I think so. To be quite honest.
That's a good reason.
I can relate to it. I came from Canada here in January. I just, I know what, and never went back. So, okay. So was Tripler your first traveled assignment,
Yeah.
or had you gone somewhere else before?
No, it was pretty much my first
Oh, so
travel
then you-
assignment, and I came here alone, so
So
I
you-
didn't know
didn't
anybody.
So
know
when it was
I
going to
came the
end, though,
island.
did you, or were you already looking for the next, like to travel back, or were you just
Well,
going to take the
then-
next?
So since I was already here, I had to buy a car. You
Oh,
move
yeah.
over here and you move your stuff, but then
Right.
how are you going to get around? Take the bus and,
Oh, yeah.
Right.
and go on a
Ride your
military
bicycle.
bus, on a military base. So I bought this car for $600. It had a transmission fluid leak. It had a radiator leak.
You got a good
So
deal.
I donated it to Kidney Foundation. Then I went to Enterprise and I said, okay, I'm going to be here 6 months at least. So I need to get a car that'll get me, somewhere,
Yeah.
at least on base and back. So then,
Oh, you
by the
so you
time,
rented a car?
No, I bought one
Oh,
at
okay.
Enterprise.
Oh, I thought
you can
you
buy
was like, wow,
some.
you rented
Like
a car.
a
No.
decent, yeah.
Yeah, a decent one.
Yeah.
Okay.
I got rid of the, $600 one.
Yeah.
And so,
Some military guy sold you.
No.
We're not going to go there. I know.
So then I bought a car so then I could go on and off base. So after I was here 6 months, I was like, I'm not ready to move yet. I just got established,
Sure,
got
it
settled
seems-
on the
yeah.
island, learned some friends at Tripler. So then I extended another 6 months at Tripler.
Oh, so you went.
So you can do 6-month
Oh, I see.
contracts. And I contracted with Department of Defense rather
Okay.
than, but my agency back in Missouri made that happen.
Okay, so this is your agency. That's your agent. So you have an agency
See.
that's like your like you're like an actress.
Well, they
You're
do
like- you're
tons
like-
of nurses,
you're-
yeah.
you're-
I mean,
Right,
it's
there's
a
so many
traveling nurse
agencies.
agency, right? Okay.
And there's a lot of them in America. Yeah.
Wow. So
That's
okay.
amazing.
That's-
Is it routine to be 6 months? Sort of, is that kind of the?
On the mainland, it's usually 13 weeks.
Okay.
Because
Oh, that's
it's
short.
easier to move around on the mainland than it is over here in the islands. So over here, they're usually 6 months.
Oh, longer.
Okay,
So
so
then I
only
worked
6
at
weeks.
Queens.
So you worked at Queens. So
Okay, we're moving- yeah.
Okay, hold. We're gonna
Yeah.
pay some bills. So we're
Okay.
gonna hold right
Wow.
here. So
Okay.
you extended. You had a 1 year at Tripler. And then we're going to see what's going to happen next and find out what your favorite place was that you worked at.
Okay.
You better say
Okay.
Queens. Anyway, no, you don't have to say whatever you want. Anyway, Gordo the tech czar, Andrew the security guy. Sassy Lassie, Donna Sass. What a great last name. Donna Sass, our first nurse. And we'll be back in a minute in Hibachi Talk after we pay some bills.
Aloha, I'm Kaui Lucas, host of Hawaii is My Mainland, here on Think Tech Hawaii every Friday at 3 p.m. We address issues of importance for those of us who live here on the most isolated landmass on the planet. Please come join me Fridays at 3 p.m. Mahalo.
Aloha, namaskar, and hello. My name is Anu Hitchell, and I host the show called Climate Change Beyond Outrage.
Aloha, welcome to Think Tech Hawaii. My name is Josh Green. I'm the host of a program called Healthcare in Hawaii. I'm a physician. I work in the emergency department on the Big Island. I also serve in the state senate, which, please don't hold that against me, doesn't detract from my television program. We speak about all the big healthcare issues in the state. We get together on Tuesdays from 2 o'clock till 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and we try to talk about the most important issues in healthcare. This is a terrific venue for people to learn about healthcare. There are many programs on this station. We broadcast it later, not just on the internet, but also on OC16. Thanks for joining us. Please be informed healthcare consumers.
Aloha, how you doing? Welcome to Hibachi Talk. Gordo the tech czar here, Andrew the security guy, and our lovely, vivacious guest, Donna Sass, who's a traveling nurse, our first nurse, and she talked about what you've done. You moved to Tripler and so on. You were 1 year from Missouri. So now after your stint at Tripler, what happened next?
So then I went to the mainland because of IRS regulations.
Okay.
You can't stay in any place for a year without losing.
Is that related to being a traveling nurse?
Yes, because
Oh.
Missouri was my state home.
Oh, okay.
So the IRS has regulations about what you can do as
Okay.
far as traveling. You have to go back to
interesting.
either your home state or you have to leave the state that you've worked in.
Oh, so you're claiming, you were still claiming
Missouri.
pay a Missouri earnings
As
tax
my-
or whatever, income tax,
no,
state
it's-
income tax.
Right, it's state
Yeah,
income tax,
gotcha.
but it's called a residential home
Okay.
with the IRS.
All right.
Okay,
Oh.
interesting.
Yeah, because I own a home in Missouri.
Missouri, that's how
And
it
I
works.
kept it. I didn't sell it when I left.
Oh.
I put my stuff in storage.
Okay, so then you went somewhere.
So then I went back to the mainland. I went over to New York and I worked at NYU.
Wow.
And then I went back to Tripler and I worked for another year.
Okay.
Then I went over to Olympia, Washington, went
Right.
back to Tripler, worked another year.
Wow.
Really?
Then I went
Wow.
to San Diego, went back to Tripler,
Tripler.
worked another year. So I've worked in total about 5 years at Tripler.
Were those short stints at those other places, like 13
Yeah,
weeks, like
right,
you said?
right.
Also, like,
Exactly.
so it was just three
Because-
months basically, and then back for a year.
What a beautiful opportunity, I would
Right,
think.
to travel and meet new people
Yeah, that was coast to
everywhere
coast,
and-
from New York to San
Sa-
Diego and
right,
Seattle. And
right.
Awesome.
Wow.
So since I lived in the Midwest, I never went back to the Midwest to work really.
Now, do the hospitals pay for your travel and when you go from
I'm
point A
not
to point?
quite sure because, my agency handles all that.
My agency.
Yeah,
I
my
wish I had an
agency.
You just show up ready to work.
I just show up,
Excuse-
yeah.
Puts on her scrubs.
Excuse me,
Go to
my,
work.
my agency
See?
handles all that.
Yeah.
So nice.
They arrange all your housing
Okay.
so that when you move
Oh.
somewhere, like when I go to San Diego, I get the flight.
Mhm.
They reimburse for the flight.
Okay.
So, so
You get
my
your
flight
flight,
from
your
Hawaii
housing.
to my housing, my utilities, everything's all hooked up when I
Right.
move in. And the furniture's already in the unit.
Right.
So I just move in
Oh, what a
and
great
go to
career.
work.
What a
So I can
great
move in
That's
on
awesome.
I can move in on Friday and then go to work on Monday.
Wow, that's nice.
And
That's
I've done
very
that
cool.
all over the
And is
United
it pretty
States.
intense? I mean, typically when you show up, are you feeling I'm just guessing that they're like have shortages.
They do.
So you're
There's a
busy, like-
huge nursing shortage, especially with trained people in the operating room.
Right.
Operating room is like a subspecialty of any kind of nursing.
Right.
And I guess what's the fallout if they don't have enough support? Then they're not using the room. They're
Right.
not making
They
money,
cannot-
right? Because they don't have
Exactly.
surgeries going on. Okay.
Right. So they open
Yeah.
a second room. Sometimes I go in and I relieve for somebody who's on maternity leave
Okay.
for 13 weeks.
Oh, I see.
Oh, okay.
So if they're off having a baby, then I go in and fill in for that unit.
Yeah.
But it's very technical because The computer systems are
I
different
was
at
going to ask you,
each.
so what about all these different electronic medical record systems?
It's amazing.
Well, there's the
Like
two, there's Epic and where's another, there's really only two that are huge,
McKesson,
right?
There's
and-
McKesson, there's
and
Allscripts.
And there's the one out of Kansas City,
Yeah.
Cerner.
Cerner,
there's
Cerner and Epic
So,
are the
yeah,
two that.
Cerner, Epic, McKesson, but the military even has a separate one that is theirs.
Yeah.
And so, but they're all pretty similar once you get into the medical records. So that if a surgeon would walk in and say, hey, when's the last time this patient had their antibiotic? Because they don't want to give them another one if they just had one an hour ago, right?
Okay.
So you can go in the EMR and you can look that up under notes or under pharmacy.
Okay.
Okay.
But it's all, but the systems are different, and they all have
There's-
different ways of being presented in
Right.
the menus.
And then when I come in, you know, they have to set up my access, and that's
Right.
extremely important for security
We're
reasons.
just talking about that.
Right.
Yeah.
So there's like HIPAA, which
Mhm.
is the Health Information Protected Act.
Sure.
And I'll give you an example.
Yeah.
Arnold Schwarzenegger, his wife had a baby, and she had some complications because he was famous in Hollywood and as the governor of California. A lot of people were going into her record and looking in to see him. So like if they were in billing and they were going into her record, then that's a HIPAA violation.
Yeah,
That's
billing's
what I was
not
talking-
supposed to be
that's what I was
limited
talking about
to the
earlier,
record.
right? About just limiting access to that, to the access that's required to do whatever work
you
you're
need
doing.
to
It could be
do.
internal employees, could be contractors, doesn't matter, but that's just a practice that
Right.
there's a lot of, I know just offhand, PCI has 186 controls in the financial. I don't know how many HIPAAs were.
Oh,
It's
that- yeah, that-
280 controls. There's a lot of controls
Mm-hmm.
around HIPAA.
So you must get a lot of training, I would think, and hope when you go to the various hospitals on HIPAA compliance, their policies and procedures.
It's actually annual.
It's
It's part of
annual.
the safety goals.
Okay.
So the hospitals are credentialed through JCO.
Oh yeah, Joint Commission
Joint
on
on-
Accreditation of Hospitals.
Hospitals
How's that?
Organization. You left off the O. Yeah, that's good,
Yeah,
Gordon.
got that right.
That's because your wife works in
Yeah,
surgery,
that's
right?
Secret,
Uh-huh.
secret came out. So,
Yeah,
sorry.
and they're, I know, I mean, the grading, I understand the grading, you know, how they get their reimbursements is based on the patient grading of satisfaction. So, you know,
Correct.
that's a big thing. So when you
Right.
travel, right, they're hoping she comes in and is impactful in a positive way. You know, you
Right.
could imagine having a baseline, and if you had to have, maybe if there's losses to your staff and you've got to bring in a lot of staff, you're hoping they're going to bring your levels
Yeah.
up of patient satisfaction, 'cause that's how they get their money.
So you've got, you know, the application technology, electronic medical record, then you've got
Right.
different technologies in the OR. And how much
Right.
has
Yeah.
that changed over the years?
Oh, a lot. You
Do
know,
you get
the-
training on that specifically, like on a tool?
Yes,
or-
it's
okay.
we get CEUs, and then they
Continuing
education
units. Okay.
Right. So all the equipment, you know, we annually test off on that.
Okay.
And
Wow.
so that if they bring in a new microscope, for example,
Mm-hmm.
for like a ear surgery or a bronchoscopy or something like
okay.
that. So you annually test off on all the technology, but it's all computerized. It's all, you know, it's
So
all.
you're constantly learning.
Right.
You're constantly
Constantly
learning.
learning.
And
You
I just
have
when I
to.
said that, you just had a big smile go on your face.
Uh-huh.
So you must like constantly learning.
Right.
So they have robotics as
They
well.
have robotic surgery.
All those non-invasive technologies that they're
Right.
using as well.
And all the video assisted stuff, like if you do a video assisted thoracoscopy,
Okay.
or if
Ah.
you're doing, they take out appendectomies are done through a laparoscope, and
Yeah.
you have a monitor up there, so you have to interface all of that and have all your cables going together for an input and an output.
Wow.
So all that is, and you have a light source, so you have a lot of technology just in a video cabinet.
Wow.
Do you train
Wow.
in between, like when you're travel, like before you show up to a station, would they give you training, or is it typically sort of a part of your work?
It's a part of your work. If you don't know, there's a certain technology that you're not familiar with, you can go to a team leader and say, hey, you know, I've never used this at this facility. Could you teach me? And it's all pretty repetitive once you, because I've worked everywhere. I've worked all over the United States.
Yeah,
I
you've
did
been
it.
Alaska.
I've been in
That's
Alaska 3
awesome.
times. I
Yeah.
went to Sitka, Alaska.
Oh, Sitka.
Yeah,
Huh, cool.
over in Baranof Island, little
Wow.
tiny hospital. I loved it. And then I also
So-
went to Anchorage, worked over there.
Yeah.
And we did a lot of bear attacks there. Here we do shark attacks. There, they're bear attacks.
I bet. From
Bear
the
attacks.
Yeah, from the hunters.
Uh-huh.
So what was one of the questions that came tweeted in earlier was what
Oh, yeah.
the longest you worked at one place? The longest, it sounds like Tripler, but my next question would be like, what was your favorite?
I like them all for different reasons.
Oh, okay.
And the longest time I ever stayed at one place without leaving was Stanford University over in Palo Alto, California.
Oh, yeah, I've been to that facility.
I worked there for 2 years,
Excuse me.
and a lot of the facilities have a rule that you can only stay as a traveler for 1 year, and then you either have to go full-time or accept a position elsewhere.
Okay.
And because I've been traveling so long, that's typically what I do. So I stayed at Stanford for 2 years, and then they said, we really need you to go full-time. Because they have to pay that middleman.
That's
you know,
right,
They have
they're
to pay
paying
the
the agent.
agency.
They
I
gotta
see.
pay your agency.
Yeah, they got to pay
right.
the agency.
Right.
So if they can cut out that middleman and just pay you directly. So then I came back and I worked at Queens
Okay.
Hospital.
Oh, nice.
And Queens is a very nice facility. It's a level 1 trauma. It's the only one that we have for all the islands.
That's
so
true.
if anything happens on another island, then they get flown into here.
Yeah, it's big time.
Yeah.
How
High
is
quality.
that? Have you been on the receiving end of that? I mean, in OR, you are
Right.
emergency
Yeah,
OR.
we've,
Okay, wow.
we've done several shark attacks just in the past, 6 or 8 months.
Wow, so bear
Oh, are
attacks.
you there now? You're in
Uh,
Queens now.
I just left,
Oh,
and I'm
okay.
here in between contracts
Oh,
right
okay.
now.
So
Yeah.
now
Wow.
she's in between contracts.
Correct.
I
So
So
love
then when
this.
you take a break,
Yeah, it's-
Yeah.
you do get time off.
Yeah. So I just take my time off between a contract. So I can be off a month, and then I have to cover
Oh.
my insurance
Okay.
while I'm
Your
off.
healthcare insurance.
My healthcare insurance. So then I can travel again. Then whenever I take my next contract.
That's nice.
That is,
Works
Wow.
works 6
Yeah.
months, get a month
wow.
off.
Work
Work
another
6
3 months.
Get
Get
a
a
month
week
off.
off.
or
Not a
week-
month.
I'm trying to figure this out.
You can take a week off
I w-
between contracts. You don't have to take a month.
Oh,
Yeah,
well,
don't
sounds
ask
like a
me.
good idea to me.
I know.
I mean, it's stressful. It's the shifts are long.
right.
I know Cindy works long
12,
shifts.
yeah,
That's
they're
Yeah.
12-hour shifts, and then a lot of times if there's a trauma going on, you need to stay. Sometimes
For
they're
the whole
14,
thing.
Yeah, and you
16-hour
don't get
shifts.
lunch break. It's not like, oh,
Right.
it's lunch
yeah.
break.
Yeah,
Here,
yeah. Surgery's going on. Okay, I got to go to the bank
leave
now.
the patient on the table. Everybody leaves the
Put this
OR.
swab of cotton here. I'll be back in half an hour.
Wow. Yeah, I didn't think of that. So
Yeah, you're
that's-
pretty committed
is that,
once you're
is
in
it
there.
typically pretty stressful, like longer than 8 hours, or is it?
Oh,
you
I'm
never
so
know.
used to it. It doesn't.
Yeah,
it doesn't.
does
just
she look
do-
stressed?
No.
No, I'll
Yeah.
show you a picture.
But she has a month off.
I'll show
I don't
you-
know if she's
No.
been off a while.
You know, we normally have this thing, your potholes in paradise
Yeah,
and stuff
yeah.
like that. Well, I couldn't find one that I was interested in, but I did find this one shot where it said, it says right here, they tell me, be a nurse, they said, it'll be fun, they said. And look
Yeah.
at her, she's pouring herself a big stiff cocktail.
Nice. Zen to zing. Yep.
Yeah,
Nice.
so anyway, I thought I saw that
Yeah.
one. So anyway, we're coming up on, got to close out the show in just about like a little over a minute. So a word of advice to
Yeah.
individuals out there that would like to get into what I think is sounding like an amazingly wonderful career.
Right.
What would you say to them? I mean,
Well, it takes a personality to be
Okay.
able to do that. You have to be very flexible.
Mm-hmm.
You have to know that, you need to be looking for your next job. It's not like going to work at the same place for 10 years.
Sure.
right.
Where you got the same manager, and if something should happen to the manager, you got a new one come along.
Right.
It's not like that. You meet new managers, you meet new people. But that, to me, is exciting. That's
Yeah.
not a problem. I would have never met you had I not met your wife,
That's right. So that's true. That's
So I meet new individuals everywhere I go, and I love that.
Yeah.
I thrive.
So you've got
There you
a
go.
great career that pays well, gives you the opportunity to travel, and gives you the opportunity to settle down when you decide if that's the time you want to settle down.
Correct.
I mean, what more can I say? But also, you did say something earlier, is that you should get your BSN and not just
Correct.
do.
Yeah, do the 4 years.
Right.
Do the 4
Right.
years. So
Yeah, we're
anyway,
fans of education.
words of
Yeah.
advice for those of you that are watching this and thinking about getting into this, sounds like a fun career. Anyway, we have all of our guests get an autographed solo cup. Look, you're looking at this thing.
Nobody goes
This is
away empty-handed.
Empty-handed. You got number 64 in the series. And so
Okay.
we want to thank you so much. I don't know how it will not get damaged in your luggage, but maybe you can get in a special carry-on bag for it or something like
I
that.
can stuff socks in it. I know how to pack, man.
Oh, okay, yeah, you do.
I can stuff it full of socks, and then I can put something else around on the outside. It's
Nice.
fine.
What can I say? I bet you don't even have a check-in bag. You just get out. Boom.
Oh, I've got lots of check-in bags.
And lots of them. Anyway, we want to thank everybody for joining us. This is Donna
Thank
Sass,
you.
and she's our first nurse in the house. She's done a great job talking about what a great career and the technologies that are involved in
you.
this. Andrew, the security, thanks a lot. But we have a little thing we say at the end of every show, at the end of every show when we close out. This my brother started this, and they think I'm going to give them money every time I say it, but it ain't going to happen. Anyway, as we always say at the end of the show to everybody, 1, 2, 3.
How you doing?